Welcome, everybody. This is our part 2 of our 3-part series on thinking about starting your own law firm. In part 1, we talked about mindset, the ownership shift. And if you watched that and thought, yes, I can see myself doing this, but something still feels heavy, today, this is for you. Because most lawyers don't stay employed because they lack ability. They stay because of uncertainty. So today we're talking about something a little bit more uncomfortable. Why most lawyers don't go solo. And more importantly, how to tell the difference between a legitimate concern and avoidance. If you've ever thought, I could probably do this, but something is holding me back, this conversation is for you. Because not all fear is equal. When lawyers tell me why they're hesitant, I usually hear, I don't know if I'd have enough clients. I'm not confident with trust accounting. I don't understand the financial side fully. What if my income drops? What if I fail publicly? Those are reasonable concerns. You were trained to mitigate risk. Of course you're going to evaluate risk here. But here's what's interesting. All of those things I just mentioned are operational problems. Most of those fears are resolvable. Client acquisition is learnable. Financial planning is measurable. Trust accounting is procedural. Compliance is structured. You can learn trust procedures, build a billing discipline, forecast revenue conservatively, design intake intentionally, structure compliance properly. Those are just technical gaps. They are not personal deficiencies. If you're telling yourself, I don't know enough, ask yourself, is this a skill gap or is this a fear of responsibility? It doesn't mean you shouldn't start. It means you haven't had to do it before, and that's different. That deeper hesitation isn't technical. It's identity. Because inside a firm, your role is defined. You show up, you handle files, you bill hours, you leave. But you think, what if I leave something stable for something uncertain? And it doesn't work. When you go solo, you define it. You become the structure. And that's powerful, but it's also confronting. When I was involved in building that firm that I managed from the beginning, the hardest moments weren't the legal stuff. They were those decision moments. Do we increase rates? Do we invest in better practice management software? Do we hire help? Do we say no to certain files? Those decisions require steadiness. Growth requires discomfort. Ownership isn't about confidence. It's about tolerance for responsibility. And when we started that firm years ago, early on, there were weeks where revenue was unpredictable. Cash flow matters when you're responsible for it, of course. But here's what changed everything. We stopped reacting emotionally. We started tracking numbers. We built discipline. And eventually, our revenue quadrupled over 4 years because of that structure. So now let's separate legitimate concerns from avoidance-based concerns or fears. So legitimate concerns are things like, do I have a financial runway? Do I have money to start this and room in the beginning? Do I understand my regulatory and trust obligations? Do I have a client acquisition plan? Do I have a basic intake and billing structure? Am I prepared for income variability? Do I have an operational system and processes? Those deserve planning. Now, some of the avoidance-based concerns are things like, I need to know everything before I start. I need the perfect plan. I need to eliminate all uncertainty. I need to feel completely ready. I need approval from others. Do I have the money to get started, and where can I find it if I don't? That's hesitation. Even inside a firm, you don't have certainty. You have the illusion of shared responsibility, and there's a difference there. You will never feel completely ready. Lawyers don't move when they feel confident. They move when they're informed. And that clarity will help to reduce fear. Structure reduces risk, but avoidance will increase both. If you've been sitting there researching for months but haven't made a single structural decision, that's not a knowledge problem, that's just hesitation, and that's okay. So this is the part most people don't talk about. There is also a cost to not deciding. So if you've been thinking about going solo for like 1 or 2 years and haven't moved forward, ask yourself, is staying where you are truly safer? Or is it just more familiar? Staying in indecision can create a mental friction, resentment, second guessing, reduced motivation, and there's stress. Ownership isn't for everyone, but indecision can be expensive. So what moves you forward isn't eliminating fear, it's structuring it. You don't remove uncertainty, you reduce it intelligently. So fear reduces when numbers are visible, risks are defined, systems are outlined, and support is clear. You need to decide, what must I know before launching? What can I learn while I'm building my firm? What would make this feel safer? That's how rational lawyers approach this risk. So what do you do with all this? You don't rush. You don't panic. You get structured. Now in part 3, we're going to talk about what you actually need to decide first and what can wait. Because once you know the order of decisions, fear will drop dramatically. And if you're watching this and thinking, I don't want to sit in this uncertainty much longer, there are 2 ways I can help you move forward. First, I do offer a foundation strategy session that's for lawyers who want clarity before making structural commitments. We assess your readiness, your outline, your risk profile, and create a clear roadmap. Second, for those who have already decided they want to build properly, I'll be sharing details about my 8-week structured firm blueprint program. You can message me for details about either option if you like. But for now, your job is simple. Ask yourself, is my hesitation about skills or about stepping into ownership? That distinction matters. So please join me for part 3, where we're going to turn clarity into structure. I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.